Hello and welcome, this is Ruth, and today I have two beautiful new die sets from Tonic to share with you. I've got the absolutely gorgeous Whimsical Wheelbarrow die set and the Pretty Petals die set, and these are both being launched at the same time, but you don't necessarily have to use them together. I'm sure you know already how much I love flowers, so I really love this. Love the two things together, but I've also been having great fun already with this set and using this and some of the little dies out of this in another video that I've already released. At least it should be out before this one comes anyway, and I'll have the link for that down below. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. And if you are enjoying it at the end, give it a big thumbs up. That always helps me, and I'd really love you to leave me a little comment too, because that way I know what sort of things you like and I know what sort of things to keep on doing. Anyhow, let's get back to the die sets. This one has 39 different dies and it makes this really gorgeous wheelbarrow. It's actually fairly simple to assemble, but the full instructions are there if you want to follow along with that, or if you just want to see how I do it, you can follow along with the video or do a combination of both. But when I look at this, I can see lovely little panels here that could probably be used on some kind of a gatefold, or a little thing that could be put onto the front of a card to create a little gatefold area. Some little panels, a beautiful wheel that you could use on all sorts of things, and I always love some foliage, and to be honest, this one here is a firm favourite already. I've used that on so many things since this die set came, and I'm sure you'll notice it on a lot more things as we go along. And this lovely little plaque or little hanging sign here, I'll show you this. This comes out, you can actually put in hello autumn, hello spring, and then we've got pumpkins and all sorts of springy flowers, summer flowers, whatever. And this actually could be used on its own, and you can put whatever you like on it. So I have made a project already with that where I stamped a little sentiment and just put it in there too, and that was really nice. So really lots of different ways that you could use all of these things, but particularly that foliage. And I think this little part here, which is the wheelbarrow feet, so to speak, you could definitely use this little area here on some of your cards as well. Gorgeous little pumpkin. I think I maybe already said that. And this is a beautiful little corner die here, and then we've got the opposite one here, and those would be beautiful on the corners of your cards, particularly because they've got this debossed detail on them, and that is absolutely gorgeous on pearlized or mirror card. So bear that in mind and get a little bit of extra use out of that as well. And all these tiny little flowers here that can be all layered up. Now onto this set, we'll have a very quick look at this. There are just 4 dies in this, but you want to see the flowers they make. They're really beautiful, and before we go any further with that, I have to tell you that if you haven't, you can actually just curl these around with your fingers, but it's a lot quicker if you use a lovely little embossing stylus. So you can see here there are 2 little ends that you can coil this around depending on how tight you want that in at the centre. It's really easy to do, and a drop of glue at the end, and you've got 4 pretty little shapes of flowers there. Right, enough said. I'm going to go and get myself some card all cut and ready, and I'll be right back. I went ahead then and I picked out some pewter grey card here for this part. This was the classic card, and then some frosted silver satin effect mirror card, and I cut the main die out in the plain card, and then I used the frosted silver for these decorative panels. And I could have put those on at the end, but it's actually an awful lot easier whenever everything's flat. You can put them on, put the glue on the back, turn them over, and then if you just run your little bone folder across that, it smooths everything down, keeps all the glue in the right place, and then it just makes it a lot easier. So this actually couldn't even be simpler. All you've got to do now, when you've all those little score lines burnished, is put glue on these 2 tabs opposite each other there, and glue it together, and that's the basis of the little wheelbarrow, all ready to go. Now just put that on the inside, and that way it doesn't interfere with any of the sort of the decorative panel on the back. This is really cute, and I'm thinking that it would be really nice to put maybe some packets of seeds or some little gardening gifts in, something nice and small but tiny, and just really nice for a gardener. or you could put some chocolates in it or something like that, or you could actually just have it as a little decorative detail with some flowers in it as well. So either way, it doesn't even need to be a gift box or whatever. It could be a little decoration or just a little present for someone's birthday. In place of a card, you could write a little message and hang it on the side of it. Now we've got that piece ready, and then now we need to make the long pieces that go along the side of it. So you'll have cut out 2 of these, and all you need to do then is burnish all of those score lines. And you can see there that you've all these strips. This one's slightly narrower, so that's actually the glue tab, and you'll fold that over and then fold these end ones over and go ahead and burnish everything, and then we'll just glue it all together. Now all you need to do is put glue along this glue tab and then fold all that over, and you've made yourself a little, just a little strut. I'm not actually sure what the name of it is, but a little piece for forming the bar down the side. Maybe it's called that in here, is it? Large bar it's called, yep. So there we are. And you'll have 2 of those, because you will have cut out 2 of that shape, and you'll need 1 for each side of the wheelbarrow. Then we can go ahead with the small bar. So that's the little piece that sits beside it on the die set. You've got this long bar here and then the small one, and we'll do just exactly the same thing except on a smaller scale. Now to make the wheel, you'll need to cut 3 of these and 2 of these, and this is the part that actually wraps around the circumference of the other dies, so we'll just give that a tiny little shape with the bone folder, and then turn all those little glue tabs over. So now all you need to do is go to the end without the glue tab on it and start there and glue all of these little tabs the whole way around on the wheel, and then glue this tab into the centre. Just do a couple at a time and don't rush that, and then you'll get it nice and smooth. You can see there how when I'm putting this around here, you want to just take your time and make that really, really smooth. So when you put the glue on here, make sure you get it right out to the edge of that glue tab so that it's right close to the edge of the wheel, and then just don't rush it, take your time, and then the wheel will be lovely and smooth right around there. And then you can do the same with the next one. On the second one here, you can see that I've glued that on the inside, and on the second one, if you put this on the outside, then that makes it just slightly bigger, and that way this one will fit inside here. So this one has all the glue tabs on the inside, and this one will have all the glue tabs on the outside, and then you can cover up those glue tabs with this third wheel. That's what that's for. Now the one then that has the glue tabs on the outside, as I said, that's slightly bigger, so you'll be able to fit this one right inside there, and I would just put a little bit of glue all around here and slide that one inside like so, and pop that in there, and then you can sort of eyeball and see. Goodness, I've got it right already. Well, that was a coincidence, but anyway, what you need to do then is just check and see if those little spokes are lined up. Then you can turn this over and again line up the spokes here and glue this piece on top. I like the stability of the spokes on that, on the one side that had the 2 pieces on it, so I just went ahead and cut a fourth one and put it on the other side there as well. You might not need to do that if you use thicker card, but this is the classic card and it just suits it fine. So now if we have a little look at the instructions, it'll tell you to put this little small bar in through here, and that's actually, when I went to do that, that's when I realised that I actually did quite like it being stronger on both sides rather than just the one. Now I've got that little bar in there, and then we want to take the two long bars and glue these onto this. Then you can go ahead and glue this piece on here, and remember that this part usually would be towards here, because when you tip the wheelbarrow up, then generally everything would fall off if it was sort of leaning towards that way when you carry it. So we'll put some glue along these two edges and attach that on there. And you can then go ahead and glue these little decorative pieces onto the side here, and they stabilize those corners, and they also just cover all those little glue tabs up. So probably the best place is to put the glue on here and then pop that on there, and the same on the other side. So you cut two of these pieces out, and then you'll trim the legs off one, and you don't need that middle piece anymore, and fold this over at the score lines there, and then you'll pop that on there and just line that up with here and that on there, and do the same on the other side. And then you can go ahead with these extra pieces that you have here and glue them on just to make that a little bit stronger. So it's actually saying that you don't need this piece, but I have trimmed, you can see it there, just a tiny sliver off each end of it, and I'm going to glue that right across the top of that just to make that a little bit stronger as well. And then that's the little wheelbarrow ready, just ready to decorate with some lovely flowers or to put a lovely gift in. It's just so beautiful. And I actually was making something else there a wee while ago, and I had bought some of these little hearts, little chocolate hearts, and I think they would be really lovely in there. So I'm going to go ahead now. I've got lots of those obviously, and if I don't use them for a project, I'll probably end up eating them. So I'm going to take those out, but because I'm going to use those in here, I think I will make some lovely pinks and reds flowers. I was having a little look at this to see how I would put some of these things in it, and I thought they looked a bit flat in it, and I also thought if I put flowers in there that they might look a little bit flat as well. So I thought I might like to actually put both in, maybe a little gift inside something here and then some flowers over the top. So hopefully this will work out. But I took myself a piece of the same grey card that I've made the wheelbarrow out of. And I've got my sizes written down here. I've cut it at 8 centimetres across this way and 12 down this way. So on the 8 across, I have scored that at 1 centimetre in, because this measures 6 centimetres. So whatever way you're going to measure it, you'll want it to be the same width as this, plus enough for folding over at both sides, if you're going to do that in inches as well. In centimetres, it is 8 centimetres, and you're going to score it at each side and leave a 6 centimetre panel in the centre. Then on the long side, I have scored this at 1 centimetre here and 1.5 here. And then you can see at the top and bottom edge, I've cut out the little corners on both of them, and then I have chamfered, so you can have a little look at this and you'll be able to see the layout. The little corner pieces that were in here, I've cut them out completely, on all four corners, and then I've chamfered this in quite widely here and then here on both sides. I punched a little hole in the centre and I put a little loop of ribbon through, and I've glued that on the other side, and I've put a little circle just glued over the top of it. It doesn't really matter, you'll not see that too much, but I did want to keep it tidy. So now what I'm going to do is put glue along this top edge only, fold this in. Now I'll just burnish all these again just so you'll see which way they're going. They're all going in towards the centre, and this bit here then is the only piece that's going to get glue on. So it's the piece that's opposite the tab, and I'll put the glue on there. Let's hope this works after making the whole wheelbarrow, and I don't want to make a mess of it now. But there we are, there's my wheelbarrow, and I'm going to pop this in, and I just want to be sure that I've got that bottom edge down there, and then I can drop this in and pop that against there and lay that down. So you can see now that I've got what looks like a lovely little shelf along there. I've got the glue tab along the top here, and I just need to wait until that, I'll hold it together there just for a moment or two. And then this little tab, then you can lift this up. You'll be able to put a little gift or whatever you want, little sweeties, chocolates, whatever you want inside there, and close this down again. And I'm not going to have a little closure on that, I just want to leave it like that, and that way I can decorate this. Now what I need to do is make sure that I don't go too far up here with the little flowers, because I need to remember that this has got to open and we don't want anything to jam in there. So that's it at the moment, and I think that looks really good because it means that you've got the best of both worlds there. You've got something nice inside it, and also you can decorate the top. So I'll go ahead and make some lovely little flowers for the top now. So now I've taken the little dies from this Pretty Petals die set, and I have cut out one of each of them in coral pink, and I'm going to make a mixture of pinks and reds and whatever to put in here. I think that would look lovely with the lovely grey and silver there. So how we're going to do this, we get the quilling tool, and I normally use this broader end here because I just think it's a nicer coil on this type of flower. So you'll take the outside edge of each of these, they're all done exactly the same way, so the outside edge with the right side facing up, and start there and just slip that into the little slit in the quilling tool, like so, and then start to fold this around, and just keep the base of this aligned with the bottom of that sort of circle part there as you twist this around. And then when you get to the end, this little flat area, the little solid shape, you can slide that out. This little shape here then, this little piece will be the base of your flower. So you could use hot glue if you wanted a quick grab on this. I normally just use deluxe adhesive because that's just what I like to do. And then you hold that for a moment or two, just like that, and you have a lovely little coiled flower. Now you can obviously, while that's still got the wet glue in the centre there, then you could shake some glitter into that and fold those petals back, and each one of those is made in exactly the same way. So we've got the round one here, I'll show you this as well. Just slide that into the quilling tool, turn this around, following the base along that edge there the whole way around. You can keep that tight when you get to the end, or just let it loosen up a little bit the way I've done on the other one. And I think those make really, really beautiful little flowers. You can add those to some of the flowers that are already in the Whimsical Wheelbarrow die set as well. And I'm going to spend a little while now just relaxing and making some flowers up, and then I'll come back, and I really enjoy that kind of thing, so I'll make those up, have a little bundle of them ready, and then we'll come back and add them all onto the top of that little wheelbarrow with some of the gorgeous foliage. And I'll definitely be using that die. Now this little area in the centre, maybe I should just make one without that and show you. If you can actually keep them tighter, and you don't need to put anything else into the centre there. I could put a little gem, I could put a little glitter or whatever, or I could use the narrower end of this, and that would even make it even tighter to start off with. So follow that around again. That's a lovely shaped little petal. Each little petal is like a tulip in that one. Then when I get to the end, I can keep that nice and tight and not let it loosen up at all, and pop the glue in there. Again, remembering that you could use your hot glue gun, but this is just my preferred way. And hold that there, and then you've got quite a tight little flower, like a little flower bud, and it's quite a little bit smaller than this one. I should have said that this little die here is actually facing around the other way from these ones, so you won't be starting in the same sort of direction with it, but it's exactly the same principle. So you'll start at the outside edge with the right side facing up, put it into your little quilling tool and twist right in until you come to the centre again. So you're just starting off the other way and working right round to the centre. I've got lots of little flowers all made up and lots of foliage cut, and now I'm going to go ahead and attach them on here. I'm going to glue them, and I was just thinking as I was looking here, I don't need it on here, but if you felt it necessary you could actually take a little chamfer out of both sides there, and then when you close this over you could tuck that in below there, or you could even add a little magnet on there, and you could add a little magnet on here and one on here, and then that would be a lovely little closure there as well. But mine's fine just like this, so maybe yours will be as well. So I'm going to go ahead and glue lots of these flowers onto here and on a few of them on here as well. And I think I'll start on this bit here with some foliage in the centre, and I really love that, so that has got to go on. Finished up with the flowers all glued on top, and I've made them a bit sort of staggered in height so that that's not just all flat there, and then added a few on here and here, and some crystal drops in the centre, and then we've also got this little area in here as well for the little hearts that I have in there, the little chocolate hearts. So I'm very pleased with that. I think that would look really beautiful in lots of different colours, like a wooden wheelbarrow maybe in brown. You could do it for maybe a little gift, just customise it to whatever colour you think the recipient would like, but I really love that grey and silver together there, so I'm very happy with that one. Now unfortunately, or fortunately for you, this is just one of these sets that I have trouble knowing where to stop with, because there's so many different things you can do with it, so bear with me and I'll be right back. Okay, I thought I'd show you a card this time, so I've taken the little panels, and you can see these are the panels here that I've decorated the side of the wheelbarrow with, and there's a little flat solid area to go in behind that as well. So I've taken 4 of those, and I have layered the plain pink and then the 2 together on top there to make that silver area. I've got 3D foam pads on there, and I'm just going to pop that in, and that way they all meet up nicely, and I've got a lovely sort of 3D area on the front of this card. That's an A6 card, I should have said first of all. And then I have some of these beautiful flowers here, the leaves, sorry, and I'm going to put them on there, but I want those flat this time, and I'll leave the ends of them just up slightly, so we're going to go that way, and then I'll maybe nip some off and have them going this way, and I'll glue those in there into the centre. Now I could have gone ahead and added some of these beautiful little flowers that I've got here into here, but I thought this time we also need to remember that some of us and some of you might already have some of the Flawless Flowers dies, and I've been using those lately, so I have some beautiful flowers made with those, and any of those would just look perfect in there. So possibly that one, or I think that one, but I have some others made in those colours, but you can see there you could do that, or you could even just put a beautiful sentiment across there, and that would be really lovely. But I'm going to go ahead, glue this in, and then put this one on top, and that's a lovely card as well. Now, I really hope you enjoy being able to make some cards out of dies that you would normally be using to make some 3D things. So please let me know in the comments down below if you do actually enjoy that type of thing. I think most of you do, but just let me know anyhow, because obviously I want to keep showing you that sort of thing if you do enjoy it. And I've also got another couple of ideas here. So I have taken the main shape that cuts out this wheelbarrow, and that would be like this. And you can see here, this is the one I'm going to use. Let's zoom you out a little bit. So I have cut off this piece here and this tag here, and on the front then you'll see that I've decorated it with the same little panels that I've used to decorate the side of the wheelbarrow. And I'm going to glue this little piece to the bottom here to make a little pocket. Okay, just like that. And you could actually leave it like that, or you could actually use that little tab and cut this off here and glue that onto a card and make a little pocket. You won't need any of this, and slip something into the front of the card. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue along here, because I think this not only makes a lovely little pocket that you could use on a card, but you could use it in for a gift tag. But I've actually gone ahead and cut a little tag for the inside of it here. So the panel that I took off the bottom there, this piece, I've actually cut that down. Now all I needed to do was trim a little bit off each side of it here and just keep it symmetrical. So you'll want to just decorate it here, and then you can pop it into your guillotine or use your scissors and trim this down. And I've popped the die cut that matches that one right on top and put some ribbon through a little hole in the top, and I've got a little tag in there, and that would be really, really beautiful for a memory book or something like that. I'm going to decorate the front of it here because I'm using it at the moment just for a little gift tag. So I'm going to put some of this on here. This is the other little flower from that set, and pop that one in the centre, and isn't that really, really lovely? And there I've made another one with the pink paper again, the ballet pink, and some paper from the Beautiful Moments paper pad set. And instead of using the decorative die that makes this little trellis pattern into it, I've just cut the plain pattern, the plain panel out, and I've trimmed this down at the sides as well. And now we've got another little one, and that would be really, really beautiful in a memory book, because you could add your little photograph or whatever it is you want on there and glue this onto your page. So that's just another little way of using that. Now, last but not least by any means at all, I have got two more pieces cut out that would be the panels that make up the wheelbarrow. So this is the panel here, and I've cut two of them, and I have also gone ahead and decorated the sides, but this time I've decorated what would be the base if it was the wheelbarrow and left these two pieces with no decorative detail on them. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this together just like so. And I'm going to do the same with this one, but this time I'm going to slide these both together and pop that one in there, not the full way up there, but just about to there, and make myself a lovely little gift box or whatever it is. And then I can cut a panel to put on the bottom, and I don't need to put one on the inside, but I can put one across the bottom there. Now before I glue that together, I just want to show you that you could actually have it this way and make a longer little tray. Whichever you prefer, you can have it like that, or you can have it the way I'm doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and make it this way. I've glued a piece of card along the bottom there. Now I can't tell you exactly what size you'll need that, so just measure it yourself whenever you glue yours together, because you may push this closer together there and then yours will be a slightly different length at the bottom. But that's a lovely little desk tidy, or a lovely little box anyway for displaying something in. And it's really, really cute. But I thought it would also be really nice to put some of these little tags in there as well. And you could put a gift in there, put cellophane around it, or it could actually be just a little box to actually keep some of these little memory things in, like a little memory tray. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Now I'm really going to have to stop because I could go on forever with that set. It's really, really beautiful. Obviously the real showstopper of the set is this beautiful wheelbarrow. It's really, really beautiful, and it's ingeniously put together by whoever designed it. And all those little flowers from the little Perfect Petals die set that go with it are really beautiful. But don't forget, you can make cards with it, and you can use your bigger flowers as well. And you can also make this, oops, and I've just remembered, I left this out as well just to remind me that that would make a beautiful wheel, and you could put that on a card as well and put some flowers on that, maybe a little watering can or something. That would be really beautiful as well. You could also adapt this shape into maybe other things with wheels or whatever, but I was just trying to keep this to all sorts of things that you might use and that you might be interested in making. So don't forget to let me know if you have enjoyed it. And if you would go ahead and make it, I'd be really delighted to know what you think about that. So if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment down below. And also don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, to do that and hit the notification bell. And I shall see you very, very soon. I will have all my affiliate links for all of these products that I've used down below in the description. And I really appreciate everybody who uses those as well, because it doesn't cost you any more, but I do get a little commission from it, and I'm very thankful for that. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.